Good evening, everyone. Y'all come on into the room and hit like and share and see how many people we can get in this room tonight. And it is Wind Down Wednesday. I don't know about you, but it's been a day. It's been a week. So I have my favorite beverage is coffee. And it's hot. And so I'll be sipping on that while we work on our project tonight. And it's going to be fun. We're going to do Halloween again. So y'all come on in and hit share. So I'm Tony Embry, and I'm coming to you live from my Riverview Creative Studio in New Bern, North Carolina. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you'd like to look at my other blog post and access my place to order, go to my website, www.riverviewcreativestudio.com. And if you found the video, you're already on my Riverview Creative Studio Facebook page. So please hit like and share so we could get more followers there and more people watching videos. So that'd be creative. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. And I'll put that over here right now. And then I'm going to show, well, last night, if you didn't join in last night, we had tips and tricks with Toady on Tuesday. And so the video's up on my blog already, but we made these cute little boxes for Halloween, and they're candy. So let me show you what's inside. So this is the box, and then inside is all these little wrapped Hershey's, whatever they're called, nuggets or something like that. So I think they're called Hershey nuggets. But anyway, that's what they are. And so it fits 6 of them in this box. And this box will also hold a D block. So if you ever want to give your team or give somebody a D block as a gift, it fits perfectly in there. So it's a cute little thing. Anyway, so that was what we did last night. And so we had this one with the little witchies and the cat. And then we did this one with Have a Hoot from the Hoot set, whatever the owl set is. Anyway, so this one doesn't have any candy in it, but okay. So that was last night. But tonight, I was playing around trying to decide what I wanted to do. And so I created this little card. And I'll explain how I did it. But anyway, uses an embossing folder and a matte knife. And but it's a gatefold as well. So you lift it up, and inside you have the gatefold card. And then you open up the gates, and there's your Halloween card. It says, wishing you a happy Halloween, this trick or treat. Hey, Kevin. Hi, Vicky. So this is what we're going to do. And I have done a lot of it. Is this paper beautiful? And I'll show you where it is in the catalog. I used 3 different stamp sets, pulled things from different stamp sets. And of course, this is an embossing folder. And this, the moon is cut out. So I had to find my little bat knife because I couldn't do it otherwise. I tried to do it with scissors, but it just wouldn't work. So anyway, so I'll show you how I did all that. And then I'll show you all the stuff. But isn't it cute? I thought it was kind of cute. So it sets up nicely. So, but there's lots and lots of more things you can do with it. You know, you could put bats here instead of spiders, and there's all sorts of things you can do. Anyway, so that's this card we're gonna do. So let me get my little basket of goodies out, and I will show you all the dimensions. And this is the folder, and so I've got all this stuff. Let me show you. So we're going to be using the layering circle framelits. I'm using one from there to do the moon. We're going to use Memento ink. We're going to use some pumpkin pie, some mango melody, and a little bit of mango melody, just a scrap of that for the moon. And then out of the banner year, I've used a little bat and the little scary spider web from here. And I'm using Happy Haunting from here, okay? You could use anything. You could use, I'm sure you have lots of sentiments. So, and then we're going to use Spooky out of Festive Quarters. And we're going to use Witching You, Happy Halloween, and the little brooms. I've been dying to use those. Oh, I just saw those bats Oh, I was looking for bats to put on my moon, but anyway, so maybe I'll use those. I'm gonna take it out right now so I'll remember. Here it is. I was looking for bats and I didn't see them, so I'm gonna take it out. Put it over here so I'll remember. Okay, but anyway, that's this. This is the festive postwood. So, and then everything essential. But you know, I'm always pulling little this and that from other stuff. So, oh, there's more bats in here. Dang it. Anyway, so I used a little trick or treat castle for that set. And, oh, so the boo comes from the Playful Alphabet dies. So that's where that came from. So I use lots of stuff in here. Okay, so here is the circle that I used. But and I'm gonna show you how I did that. And then I have lots of cutout stuff here to save us time. And I've already gone and done this part to save us time, but I'll show you how I did it. Because we are on camera and I just wanted to make sure I didn't screw up. So I went ahead and did it, but I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, so no worries, don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to put all this stuff in here, so it won't get lost on my desktop because it's crazy. It's very crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to set that over here so I'll remember. Okay, so we'll start with how you create the card base. Okay, so you have an 8.5, and 11 piece of paper. Okay, so we're basically going to score it, and then we're going to cut these two up here off. They're going to look just like this. We're going to cut them off. Okay, so so the first thing, I wrote all this stuff down on here. Okay, so would you score your paper? Where did I write that? Okay, so on your 8.5 by 11 paper, okay, so this is the 11 way, this is the 8.5. So on the 8.5 short side, you will score at 2 1/8 inch, at 6 3/8 inch, okay? So that'll give you this part here. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you cut the bottom or the top, these two or these two, it doesn't matter, because you're still gonna end up with the same shape and they're the same size. Okay, so that so you can put them, you could cut them out with scissors, or let me show you. You could put it in your fancy cutter. Did you see this little line that's right here? So if you put the score line right in the middle of that, and then you make sure that it's also down here at this end of it. Make sure you can see it. Make sure it's also in the middle here. Then you can either, whatever you're comfortable with, move this one out of the way. You could start at the top with your score and bring it down, and you'll notice that this will line up. There's a little line right here, and you can line that up right with this score line, okay? And you can either start there, which is what I tend to do. So I start here and I kind of line it up, and then I put it down to see how it looks, and then before I actually cut, and I'm gonna cut. I don't want to cut. So then it'll just go up, okay? And so then you could just move it over here and do the same thing. And then for cutting this part off, you could just do the exact same thing. Just line it up and then cut down to here, and then turn your paper around, okay, and do the same thing there, okay? Or you could just use it with scissors. But when you're cutting lines like this long, I don't know about you, but it's really hard for me to get it straight. So I cut this one with scissors because I wanted to show you. So I cut this with the scissors because it's my sample, but see, it's not completely straight here. So my one that I did for my card, I actually cut with this, okay? So anyway, so that's that, and I'll put that out of the way. And if you have a scoreboard, you could do that. Okay, so that's that. And then, let's see. Okay, so then you've cut your DSP. So I measured all this. So your DSP for these two would be 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. You need to cut 2 of them, okay? If you do it that way. I mean, you could layer it if you want to do it differently. You don't. I just put one piece on here, as I didn't want to make the card too overdone, but, you know, welcome to, you know, do whatever you want. And then for the sentiments that I have here, I cut 1 inch by 3 1/2 inch piece, okay, for for that. And then I glued on the boo. And so you cut 2 of those. If you're like me and you like to cut all your stuff ahead of time before you start doing it, it's like recipes. When I make a recipe, I like to get all my ingredients out there and make sure I haven't forgotten anything or don't have something, and measure everything out before I actually start. That's just how I am. So I do the same thing with this. So that's that. The inside, of course, is the same as the front. It will be 5 1/4 inches by 4. So you could cut your inside piece, and you can cut this. So for this one, I used white, Whisper White. Okay, and so that's what I did for this. Okay, so how you do the embossing part. Let me find my little embossing folder. What did I do with it? I don't have it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, so for this part, for those of you who don't know how it works, so you want to have your embossing folder with your Stampin' Up! Showing here. And hey, Sadie. Hey, Howard. So anyways, you want this here. Okay, so then you open it up. Okay, so then this is how I do it. Remember, I do it this way, but that doesn't mean you have to. You could do it however you know how to do it, or want to do it, or how someone else taught you to do it. This is how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I want you to see. Okay, so I just take and you can do this any color. I'm just doing a memento. So I just take the memento and I go all the way across. Now, I don't really have to cover the whole area because you notice my paper isn't as big. Okay, because it's just going on the inside, so it's not as big as the whole thing, okay? So I do it like this, but you could do it like this, however, and I get a lot of ink on it because I like it to be really dark. But I've tried not to get it all but I'm kind of wearing it today. So let's see, I've been messy. It's been very messy here today while I've been creating. Creating is messy. I need that t-shirt because I am very messy when it comes to craft stuff. I had black. I think I got most of it off my hands, but it has been another day here. Yesterday was a day. Today was a day. But I needed to get my sanity. Take a sip of my beverage. Okay, so here you have a decision to make. Okay, so obviously you want the long side to be this way, right? Because you want your tree to go this way. So you can look at this and you can say, okay, what do I want? I'm going to put a big moon on here, right? I'm going to put a moon on here. So what do I want to really see? So that's how you make your mind up. That's how I do it anyway. So I like it right here. So I just put it down. And so this is what's going to go onto your card. So if you give me a second, I don't normally like to leave, but I will show you what this looks like. So I'm going to run over and put this in, and we'll see exactly what it looks like in just a couple seconds. And you can see how it works. It's kind of magical. That's what I love about this. There's so many magical ways to do things. You just, every day is a new adventure. You just find some other way to do something. And, you could do this with Christmassy stuff. You could do it with anything. You don't have to do it with... Okay, so let's lift it up and see if I did something right this time. Okay, cool. Cool. See that? Is that amazing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There it is. If you told me a year ago that I could do something like this and my trees would be white after putting all that black ink on there, I would have said, you are pulling my leg. But look at that. Isn't that cool? Anyway, this comes off really easy with the water. So that's how it works. And so then what I did was I looked at this thing. Well, you can look at my card that I did, okay? And so the first one, I didn't think about it. So the first one, I did a whole big thing. And then I'm like, okay, Tony, well, the front of the card is only this big, so you're going to have to decide where to cut it off. So thank goodness my moon wasn't over here somewhere, because my moon would have been cut off, and that just wasn't going to work for me. Okay, so you could decide where you want to put your moon. But, it's just starting to come up, so it's big and full and pretty. So I kind of look at what I'm going to have to cut out, because I'll tell you right now, this one I save, but this one like this, I cut that thing off. Nobody's going to miss it. So I just take my pencil. Okay, you don't need to do the trees, because really the moon is going to be behind the trees, right? So you just do all this like this. And then up here, right? and up here. And that's where you're going to have to cut. See where the pencil is? All that you're going to have to cut out. So if you get your bat knife, edit. Mine's not that sharp, but I had trouble finding it. So, So you really probably, if you don't have a cutting knife, a cutting mat, I just get, you know, the pieces of cardboard that we get with the 12 by 12s. I just use that. And it's good. It works good. He could just turn it around. Okay, so here we go. So there we go. You might have to go over this a few times, like if yours isn't sharp like mine wasn't sharp. And you don't want to tear it. Okay, so I just want to show you. I've already got this cut out. I just want to show you what it can look like, okay? And if you're better at it than I am, then more power to you, because I'm telling you, it is. I'm on camera, so you know things on camera don't always work the way you want them to. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this little rascal off. But you know, if you're into the fussy cut stuff, go right on. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me discourage you. You just cut all the way. Do all that little short, those little short stibs if you want. Okay, so isn't that cool? So then if you put this behind it, see how it pops? So anyway, so you just finished cutting. You don't cut out the tree because you want the mood to be behind it, right? So you just cut out this part. And if you got any pencil on any of the tree, you can just, it'll wipe right off. You cut it right off. I mean, erase it. So you just kind of want to make it kind of round, which this one isn't quite round, so I'd have to, well, it would be okay. But anyway, so that's basically how you do it. Okay, so, and this one is, this circle is 2 3/8 inch. Okay, but you could, you know, if you want a smaller mood or whatever, you could do that. But that's what I chose. Okay, so I will take a picture of this, and it'll be on my blog, but I do that later. So I'm just going to set that aside. So I've already gone ahead and cut out. I'm doing a black base. So I've already cut that out. Okay, so that's that, and then this is the card. This is, I'm going to put it aside. We pull all my little piece parts out. Get some of this stuff off my desktop so that I know I've got these little pieces. I've got this one. Okay, good. All right, so this gray is going to go inside. We'll stamp that in a minute. So this is going to go behind here. Okay, so what I do, again, this is what I do. You can make your moon any color you want, but this is what I decided to do. So I know that it's basically round. So I just I just added some color, right? You could do it with a different sponge. I like these. If you don't want it to look rounded, you could do it with that. But I just kind of put some color on. And then before you finish, you glue it, you could stick it behind there to check it and see. But I just add some color on here. And it doesn't really have to be round, right? It doesn't have to be. It's your mood, so it could be anything you want. Okay, so that's that. And then, so this is the Mango Melody. Okay, and then this is Pumpkin Pie. Here we go. I'm gonna have ink everywhere. That's why my first card's kind of messy, because I had stuff all over the place. Okay, so then here's this one. So this one's darker, so you just kind of want to do some highlights with it, right? Some highlights of the darkness around the edges or something. Good. So that's what I just kind of go off the edge a little bit to make it look kind of dark and spooky, because it's a harvest mood. So it's kind of spooky. It's kind of spooky. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be my mood. Let's see how well I did on it. And we will slide this card right on top of it. That cool? It's kind of spooky. Very spooky. Very spooky. Okay. I'm going to take this off here. A piece of cardboard. Okay. So now what I do is get me some white glue. And I just take the white glue and I just put it kind of around so that you put the paper down. This will stick to it. So I hope you guys have had a good Wednesday. I didn't get anything done pretty much that I wanted to do, because like I said, it was a day. But I did get my crafting part. I did get this for y'all to come. I wanted to do this because I wanted to be able to see you guys tonight. I didn't want to cancel. So then I put this here. And then I just kind of hover over to make sure that it's where I want it to be and that nothing's missing. And then I just push this down a little bit. And you know, you might know a way to do this without doing all the cutting. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I tried like stamping the orange in between here on the embossing folder, and it just didn't come out sharp like I wanted it to. So that I'm like, okay, I'll get my little thing out. So that I just press this down a little bit. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm gonna get some. I'm not gonna use the white glue. I'm gonna use. Don't y'all look, because I'm still using it. I still have stuff. I'm going through so much of it, but I'm still using it. Okay, so I won't tell you what it is because we can't get it anymore. So just pretend that I'm not using anything. So you use your adhesive of choice, okay? So I always like to double check. So here's the front. So I'm gonna put this on. And I made this a little bit smaller so that you have a little bit of border. But you could, you know, you could choose to put another color behind it if you want to. And you see, it doesn't have like, there's like a little bit, so that's kind of spooky looking, right? That could be like a ghost or something that's back there. So, you know, it's just kind of spooky. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, it kind of looks cool, doesn't it? Anyway, so that's that. And then we will find my little bats. Where's my bats? Here's my bats. Here's my bats. Okay, so we get a little block. Got blocks in here. We'll take the spider off the block right now, and I'll show you what I was doing. Okay, we'll put the bats on. We get by my mid toe. My mid toe is my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna do some bats on the moon. There are just so many things you could do. Is that cool? Spooky. Okay, that would have put my little spider back on here. Because he goes on here too. Because, you know, he's a spider. A little bit of make him up here. Won't be able to see him up there, but that's where he's going to be. But I won't put the web on this time because I don't want to cover the boot up. So, isn't that cool? I love it. Hey, Tina. So cute. So anyway, so that's that. And then I have these little pieces. We'll do the boo last, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this other part out. So the boo has all these tiny little things on them. Okay, so anyway, put this over here. I use this punch. There's several different ones, but I use this one. And so, because it gives you so many different options. And so I chose this one tonight. And then, let's see, I measured these ahead of time. And I have the dimensions on here. So the little sentiments I made are 1 inch by 3.5, okay? So you know, here, this will go up to 1 inch, right? So you can do a piece of paper that's 1 inch. And so I tend to do the 1 inch. But if you're gonna layer it, then you can do, you know, multiple ones there. But anyway, so that's how I do it. I will go ahead and cut this other wood while I'm here. And I generally stamp them before I do them, but I've already made these before, so I know they're gonna fit. So I went ahead and did it. Okay, so now this one will fit here. So we're gonna put the boo on here. I made a couple extra pieces because the little exclamation point, oh my goodness. It's hard to hold on to it. I had to do it a couple times because I kept losing it. See? Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. These little dots are, they should have just made it one piece. If I was designing this, I would have said, you know, make the exclamation point one piece. Because it's just too hard to do it. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that's what's going to go here. We're going to put it up with a bit with dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to move this up, make sure you can see it. Okay, so the hardest part, I mean, you could use your the adhesive sheets if you wanted to, but it's really not that difficult to do it. Okay, and I've got my tweezers, my trusty tweezers here, so I'll do those. Okay, so where's my white glue? Here it is. So I did all the cutting and stuff because I thought it would save a little bit of time, but it's still a little tedious, so I apologize for those of you who know how all this stuff is. Doing a live, you know, sometimes it does take a little bit longer than it would, but you know, there's, for the benefit of people who are new to the business or are new to this, it's really nice to, you know, go through some of these things so that you know, you could make the stuff you see. Okay, so we're gonna do boo. And these don't, the thing about boo is they don't have to all be straight, right? Because boo could be boo or anything. So anyway, I kind of like to do them different. But I'm kind of weird like that. It's so fun to be creative, isn't it? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. I see, for the dot, you know, I just put, I don't even try to, okay, I'm gonna put this here. There we go. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a dot there, and then I'm gonna try to maneuver that little orange devil over to that thing. You see how small that is? Oh my gosh. I was thinking about putting more than one exclamation point, but I'm telling you, just chasing that rascal around was enough for me. I didn't want to even think about doing it. Okay, so we'll put this on the front, and we'll be done with it. I'm not even going to put the little spider on because he was a little crowded on there last time, so I'm not going to put him on. But feel free to add him to yours. And tonight, I'm doing something I don't often do, which is do the same card exactly the same way that I've done previously, because I don't like to repeat. I like to show you something different. But anyway, I decided that tonight I like this one. But there are so many different ways that you could do this card. Really, I mean, if you wanted to cut out bats, bigger bats, you could put bats on it. You could put like a crow or a spooky bird, or you could put an owl on here. You know, you could have the witch. If you have like a little witch, you could have the witch flying through, on the broom, the silhouette of that. So anyway, so this is done on the front. Okay, so then we'll do is get the gray out. Okay, so this gray is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so it's going to go inside. And on my previous card, this is what I did. I did the little bats. The cute little bats, but my ink wasn't dark enough for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to pull my little bats out from the thing. Pull the bats out. We'll need spooky in a minute. We'll pull the bat out. We'll need the brooms. We'll need this one. Okay, this. Isn't it fun to do it? It's much more fun to do it after I've already decided how I want to do it, and I'm copying it. Okay, so I'm gonna put the broom here. Okay, I love those brooms. I've been waiting to use them. Okay, then we'll put the sentiment. Witching you. Okay. And you know, it would be kind of cool if you embossed it. If you still have some of the black embossing, and if you embossed those bats, they would be really cute. I have some, but I can't do it because it's not for sale anymore. Okay, but if you have it in your stash, you could do it. Okay, so where is the little... Where is it? Oh, here it is. The little haunted house. This what I always do, with these ones, the bigger ones, I always do so I could see it when it has enough ink on it, because, yeah, I think that looks good. I love the haunted house. There he is. And then the little bats could just go anywhere, however you want them. So let's see, where's my bats? Here they are. I love these little bats. They're so cute. They're smiling. Have you ever... We have a bat that's around our house, and we see it kind of swoops down at night. During the day, the hummingbirds swoop us when we get close to the hummingbird feeders. So I'm like, you know, we feed you. Who do you think fills that feeder? But they swoop. We have like 4 or 5 of them, which is a lot for us because in the mountains we only had like 1 or 2. We love the hovers, but anyway, so we've been having 2 feeders going, and they just love it. I'll take this one a little bit off. These are a little darker. Huh. It's just such a cute card. Such a cute little card. Hi, Nita. I love it. But the bats are cute. You could do anything with it. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and cover up this ink before I put my hand in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and close your eyes. Don't look. I don't want you to see what I'm doing. Turn me into the police. Okay, but I don't like the waste product, and I still have a lot of it. Okay. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm not layering it too much tonight because there's a lot going on. And when you're making a card, I mean, if I was making it for special for somebody, I might add a little more layering to it, but it's just a lot of card. So, okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to put, and you could add, I mean, I just put Spooky on one side because I love this paper and I really like the way it looks. So I purposely didn't put anything except for on one side. So you can decide how you want to do it. But I'm going to do it this way. I have decided. And isn't it really pretty on this side too? But it kind of looks like Day of the Dead stuff. Look at this way. It's pretty. There's that wood. Then we'll do this wood. But this paper, I hate to cover it up. So that's why I said, okay, well, I'll cover up one side partially, but I'm not going to cover it up because I mean, it's so beautiful. I don't want to cover it up with something. Okay, so there's that. And I'll pull our little gray thing out. Where is it? I know I have 2 of them. I cut 2 of them. Here it is, hiding under here. Okay, so this one, we're going to do the Spooky on. And so this set's really cool. It has lots, I mean, I love them because they're not, they're all seasons. So they've got all kinds of different ones for different seasons. So, okay, so turn it this way. And then line it up here. And then try to do the Spooky the right way. Consider it. Isn't that fun? Oh. And you could do, you could add, that's what I'll do for this one. I'll do this. Okay. Yeah, I thought about it before, but then I didn't do it. So I'll just edge it a little bit. That'll make it look cool. The black. I should have done that for the other one. I thought about it after I had glued it on. I'm like, okay. So I always like to edge things, especially when you're layering them, because it kind of, it helps to pop them out. So it gives a cool little look to it. So I do it. Okay, that's enough. Move it to, okay. Then we get my little trusty dimensionals. Put those on here. And then we will be getting close to done. that cool? So the spooky over here. Oh, I should take it off. So this one's a little smaller than that one because I thought I thought when I did this one that I would like put something here, but then I decided not to. So you could choose how you want to do this, if you want to center it or do it from top or bottom or whatever. So this is that. I know, is that DSP is really pretty, isn't it? Then here is the mood. So when we open it up, wishing you a happy Halloween. And so you could, you could embellish it up if you want. You could make this a little, I don't know, maybe. Could cut a little bit of this off if you don't like the way that it folds over. But it's fine. Just is the way it is. Okay, so here's this one that we just did. And here is the one I did earlier. They're a little different because the trees are different. See? So they're all going to be a little different. But you probably, are you guys still there? I hope. Okay. So I was getting a phone call. I forgot to block my calls. Anyway, so everything is done. And again, I will, when I do my video, I will make a picture of these. Okay, so you can do these. Because this card fold, you can use it for anything. I mean, any kind of card. It's just it's kind of nice. So it's just something different. So I will see you guys on Saturday night with another fun project. And please like and share my page and send people over to check out what I'm doing. I appreciate it. And you guys have the rest of your week, a wonderful week, and have fun. And God bless, and I'll see you on Saturday. Okay? Thank you for joining me. Good night.